Today, Elon Musk is a titan of industry, a name that brings to mind bold innovation and almost unimaginable wealth. But what if I told you that in 2008, he was just days away from losing everything? This isn't a story about a minor business hiccup. This is the untold story of how both Tesla and SpaceX, the pillars of his empire, were bleeding cash and staring straight into bankruptcy. He was personally broke, living on loans from friends, and facing what he'd later call the worst year of his life. This is the story of a billion-dollar gamble, a crisis of faith, and a last-minute miracle on Christmas Eve that saved it all. To really get how close Elon Musk came to total financial ruin, we have to go back to the beginning. After co-founding and selling PayPal, Musk walked away with a fortune of around $180 million. For most people, that's the end of the story, a lifetime of comfort. For Musk, it was just the starting line. He took that massive windfall and poured it into two of the hardest and most expensive industries on the planet, rocket science and car manufacturing. He founded SpaceX in 2002 with the goal of making humanity a multiplanetary species. Then came Tesla, aiming to speed up the world's shift to sustainable energy. These weren't just businesses, they were crusades. But crusades are incredibly expensive, and by 2008, Musk's grand visions were slamming into a brutal reality. Both of his revolutionary companies were on a collision course with failure, and he was caught in the middle with an impossible choice. – 2008 was a perfect storm. The global financial crisis was in full swing, freezing up money markets and making it nearly impossible for risky startups to get funding. For Musk, the storm hit on two fronts at once. At SpaceX, the situation was dire. Musk had put $100 million of his own money into the company, which was only enough for 3 launches of their first rocket, the Falcon 1. The first launch, in 2006, ended in a fiery explosion right after liftoff. The second, a year later, made it to space but didn't reach orbit. The third attempt, in August 2008, was another crushing failure. 3 launches, 3 failures. SpaceX had one last shot. As Musk put it, it's bad enough to have 3 strikes. Having 4 strikes is really kaput. The company was running on fumes. Meanwhile, at Tesla, things were just as bad. The company's first car, the Roadster, was a production nightmare. Costs had ballooned, meaning Tesla was actually losing money on every single car it sold. The company was hemorrhaging cash. With the financial crisis spooking everyone, investors were running for the hills. Musk personally poured his remaining money into the company, but it was like trying to fill a bathtub with a thimble while the drain was wide open. He was facing an entrepreneur's worst nightmare, times 2. He later said he had to choose, split the little money he had left between both companies and risk them both dying, or sacrifice one to give the other a fighting chance. What would you do? Your entire fortune, your reputation, and your 2 life's missions are all on the line. For Elon Musk, 2008 wasn't just a business crisis, it was deeply personal. He was going through a painful divorce and, having put every last cent into his companies, was so broke he was living on loans from friends just to cover his bills. He described it as the closest he'd ever come to a nervous breakdown. The pressure was unbelievable. At Tesla, a major investor was blocking a crucial funding round needed just to keep the lights on. Time was running out. By December 2008, it was public knowledge that Tesla had only weeks of cash left. In a last-ditch effort to show he was all in, Musk put his final $20 million into the company. He made the choice to try and save both companies, a move he admitted could have easily destroyed them both. He decided to bet everything. He later tweeted about this time, saying, "I gave Tesla the last of my remaining cash from PayPal. Didn't even own a house or anything sellable." This wasn't just a business risk, it was an act of total, personal commitment. But commitment doesn't pay the bills. As Christmas approached, both companies were just days from being unable to make payroll. The end looked inevitable. This is where the story turns into legend. The first domino fell at SpaceX. On September 28, 2008, with the company's entire future on the line, the fourth Falcon 1 rocket launched from the Pacific. After 3 heartbreaking failures, this one performed flawlessly. It became the first privately developed liquid-fueled rocket to ever reach Earth orbit. It was a monumental achievement that proved SpaceX's technology actually worked. That success was about to pay off big time. In December, NASA called. Based on that successful launch, SpaceX was awarded a massive $1.6 billion contract to fly cargo to the International Space Station. It was the lifeline the company desperately needed, a stunning reversal of fortune that pulled SpaceX back from the brink. But even with SpaceX saved, Tesla was still dying. The company was set to run out of money on Christmas Eve. The payroll was due, the accounts were empty. The company's fate came down to a tense, last-minute conference call with investors. After intense negotiations where Musk had to restructure the deal, they finally agreed. At 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve 2008, the last hour of the last possible day, the financing round for Tesla closed. The money came through, saving the company from bankruptcy with only hours to spare. Had that deal failed, payroll checks would have bounced right after Christmas, and Tesla would have been finished. The Christmas Eve funding was the turning point, but the final piece of the puzzle fell into place a few months later. In May 2009, the German automaker Daimler invested $50 million for a nearly 10% stake in Tesla. This wasn't just cash, it was a huge vote of confidence from a global automotive giant. Musk himself later admitted, "We were saved by Daimler." This partnership gave Tesla financial stability and the engineering credibility it needed to prove its technology to the world. This near-death experience forged both companies. They had stared into the abyss and survived. That brutal year taught them to be incredibly lean, resilient, and relentlessly focused. The story of 2008 isn't just about how Elon Musk almost went bankrupt. It's about the mindset needed to build something truly revolutionary. It's a lesson in unwavering commitment. Musk didn't just invest his money, he bet his entire life on his vision. When he faced failure, he didn't pivot to an easier business. He doubled down on the impossible. It also shows a crucial truth about leadership. In a crisis, a founder's presence is everything. Musk wasn't just delegating, he was in the trenches, personally negotiating, overseeing production, and putting his own reputation on the line to convince others to believe in him. From being just days away from total ruin, Elon Musk built an empire that has reshaped our world. Tesla became the world's most valuable car company, and SpaceX now dominates the commercial space industry. The story of 2008 is the crucible where that empire was formed. It's a powerful reminder that success is never a straight line. It's often built on a foundation of near failure, personal sacrifice, and an almost irrational level of perseverance. The story of how Elon Musk almost went bankrupt shows that the greatest risks can lead to the greatest rewards, but only for those willing to fight for it until the very last hour. If you enjoy stories about the strategies and mindsets that build legendary companies, make sure to subscribe to Wealth Saga. Like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear that even from the brink of failure, incredible success is possible. And let us know in the comments, what do you think is the biggest lesson from Musk's nightmare year?